Hi everyone, and thanks for joining me again. Just recently I've released a few mods, so I thought I would run through the process that I use to actually set them up in the mission builder. The first step I'm going to show you is setting up the AM2 matting, and it equally applies to the Marston Mat. So here I am in the Persian Gulf map, and I'm going to set up on the opposite side of the road exactly this, and I'm going to show you how it works. So each of these is an element, and when an aircraft is placed on any of these, you can rearm and refuel it. So the step-by-step process, this is for a 3-ship FARP, and the first place I go to is the statics. I'll make it USA, heliports, and there's a drop down for the AM2 mats. NGUR. That stands for no ground unit required. So effectively you don't have to place any ground units to get the aircraft rearmed, refueled, or for the ATC to work. So first off, I create a 4-section, in fact 2 4-sections, so let me do that again. And then you rotate them accordingly to suit your needs. So let's rotate like that. And the way I test it to see if I've got it more or less spot on is line it up with the road and then just modify it slightly, a little bit too far. So around about 99 for that. Let's just do a quick satellite check, and when we move it up to the road, yep, 99 will do it. So if I set that one to 99 as well, there we have the 2 4-section lengths. Now what I want to do is I want to put in the single sections. So I'll click on the static again. I will choose the ×1 mat AM2 NGUR, and I will put one there. Remember it's 99, 9/9ish. And I will simply go Control C and then move the mouse pointer and Control V to place another one, and again here repeat the process, Control V. Now what I want to do is move the 4 sections into place and line them up with the current single pieces. There, that will do quite nicely. And this one I will move into here like that, and then move the single section in like that. Nicely lined up, nicely lined up. And there you go. There's a mirror image of the opposite side that I created earlier. And now what I will do is I will put an aircraft on there. Now the important thing to note for the aircraft is that you obviously have to have a lure change to be able to place aircraft on the ground. But for the Harrier, you don't need to be able to do that. Or, if it's your slant, the AV8B. So, I will select the AV8B. I will put it on here, smack bang in the middle, because that's where I join the 2 4-sections. So there's the Harrier. I'll choose a skin for it. Let me go for the grey. I haven't armed it up or anything. I will make it take off from ground hot. I will then rotate it accordingly. I'll make it a client aircraft, and jobs are good. Now I'll show you how that works very shortly. Let me just expand on the AM2 matting before I go back into the sim. Earlier I made myself a full airfield. Now this is slightly more tricky because obviously the ground has to be relatively flat for this to work. And as you can see, I created runway sections from the various sections of mat that are available. So there's a 14 section, a 1 section, a 28 section, and a 4 section. So what I did was I utilised most of those and set up this little scenario here. Within the mod pack there are the field hides, and they do have, just bear with me a second, they do have options for paint scheme. So if I select desert or default, it will change. So there's the default version, there's the desert version. And all of those elements can be found in the unarmed section in the drop downs. So you've got an AMG 122 box, scaffolding, a desert tent. The list goes on and on and on. So just do a little bit of exploring and see what you find. Let me get rid of that because we don't need that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Sim, and I'll show you that we can rearm and refuel at that roadside farm that we created the mirror image of a little bit earlier. And here we are back in Sim. I've loaded up the AV8B, so I'm ready to jump into it. As you can see, this is the mirror image of the farm that I created. So let's go F1. Here I am in the pit. And I want to talk to the guys and ask for a rearm and refuel. So let me talk to the ground crew. Go into rearm and refuel. And what I want to do is I want the AFAC loadout. So let's select that. Let's go to the F2 view and watch it being loaded up. There we go. Proof that this actually works. And thank you very much. So let's go into the F1 view. We will select nose wheel steering. Oops. Put the nozzles to 0. Let me just get comfortable here. Centre. Let me just do my zoom in. And now I can taxi out onto the roadway and take off. So let's do that. Centre. Okay, let's power her up. And rotate the nozzles. Oh, watching the trees. Not very good takeoff, but who cares? So that's the AV8B, or the Harrier, taking off from a mirrored farm. And let me show you something else. Now, I did mention earlier that with lure changes you can place most aircraft on the ground. And most aircraft seem to work with the mat. If the undercarriage is non-FC3, then they will work. If they are FC3 orientated, then they'll blow up on the mat. So unfortunately, as it currently stands, the Vigan cannot utilise any of the mats, whether it be AM2 or Marston. Now, I did speak with Heat Blur about 18 months ago, and they were going to look at the undercarriage scenario for their particular aircraft, but that was 18 months ago. Obviously, they will have been busy with the Tomcat, but they've made absolutely no changes to the undercarriage whatsoever. But under no circumstances, and this includes ED as well, should any aircraft, just because it comes into contact with a small collision shell, lose its undercarriage. And let me show you. The F-86 works, the F-16 works, the Warbirds work. A lot of the aircraft work with this. The Mirage, the AV-8B, the list goes on. The ones that don't work with it are the A-10C, the FC-3 aircraft, and the Viggen. They're the ones I can guarantee you it won't work with. Now, I was hoping Heat Blur would have a look at their undercarriage, but they've not. Nothing's changed, and I'll show you right now. So let me select the AGS-37, click on OK. Let me get comfortable again. Center. And let's click fly. Oh, there we go. Let's do a quick F2 view. And there we have it. The AGS-37 will not work with the matting, and it's because of the state of the undercarriage. Now, let me show you other aircraft that will work. So let me choose a slot. Even the F-86 works. So let me go into there, click on OK, click fly, and there we go. Option 2. External view. That works. Works for the FA-18 as well. I don't own that, but I've seen it working with it. Now let's try the F-16. Choose the slot. F-16. Center. Option 2. There we go. The F-16 works perfectly well with it. So there are quite a number of aircraft that you can utilise rearm and refuel with AM2 Mat or the Marston Mat. So I hope you found this useful, and thanks for watching. Oh, before I go, let me just show you that you can rearm and refuel these aircraft. Let me just get rid of that. So I will click on here, click on ground crew, rearm and refuel. I don't know anything at this moment in time, so click OK. And voila! There we go. So let me go back to the F-86 and I'll show you that rearming as well. So choose slot, F-86, go. Option 2. And let's rearm and refuel this bird. Ground crew, where are you boys? I don't know, let's go for that.
Request rearming. Copy. Rearming complete.
There we have it. Obviously the mats will work with helicopters as well. All the helicopters work with it. So I hope you found this useful, and I will catch you later. Ciao for now.